Hello, everyone. We are just going to wait 1 minute before we start the webinar. Okay, I think we'll just start and then people can come in as they will. So welcome everyone to this webinar. My name is Maria Bramsøy from Ocean Highway Cluster, and with me today I have Lynn Løstegård from Norwegian Hydrogen Forum. We are hosting today's webinar where we will hear from Sabush in H2 Marketplace. And they are developing a digital platform to connect production, trade, and delivery of hydrogen-based fuels. So just a few ground rules before we start. The webinar is recorded. So after the webinar, we will send you the recording and the presentation from Sabush. And you can ask questions in the chat, and we will take some time at the end to answer all of them. Okay, I think I'll just hand it over to Sabush to tell us more about H2 Marketplace.
Thank you, Maria. I appreciate the introduction, and let me share my presentation. Right. Thank you all for participating, and thank you, Maria and Ocean Highway Cluster for hosting this webinar, and Lynn and Norsk Hydrogen Forum to support. I have to be honest, this is quite interesting for me to see two cluster, green energy transitions cluster, working in pushing the hydrogen value chain forward, collaborating to push an innovative solution that can give a leverage to the value chain. Thank you again for participation, all of you. I think most of you are Norwegian actors in the hydrogen and ammonia value chain. Some of you are from outside Norway as well, as I can see. I appreciate your time today. Let me take you through why the H2 Marketplace was founded at all. So what's the market like today? Well, there is a need for clean energy. That is something we are all aware of. That is something that's a reality. There are EU policies in place, legislation in place, national clean hydrogen strategies, a lot of innovative advancement, technological solutions in place for hydrogen, ammonia, batteries. It's a very interesting phase in the market size and growth for hydrogen as next generation fuel. But is this market size and growth really progressing? We all know there is some sort of stagnancy. We all understand that there is uncertainties. There is barriers, opposition. Although we are very clear about the goal, the targets, it is not a straightforward way. And some of the reasons are, of course, fragmented supply chain, inefficient production, distribution, storage, demand and supply mismatch, uncertainties, uninformed decision, inefficient order, transaction management in the hydrogen and ammonia supply chain, unstable pricing, high market entry. Now we see a clear lack of marketplace. This is one of the reasons it was this marketplace was founded. Now, since we have some time, and I'm the only one speaking, I'm going to take the liberty to talk a little bit about the essence of being in this industry. For any of the industry, I don't think I've been in different industries, and I don't think I've had this feeling of leaving a legacy for my children. And I know I'm a bit non-traditional when presenting this marketplace, but I think that's the essence of all of us who are in this industry. All of you who are in this hydrogen and ammonia value chain, you have to be resilient. You have to have the passion, the drive. Otherwise, to make this change happen, to push the barriers, it's not enough to be just working. You need to have that drive, and you all have it, and that's why you're here. And that's why our passion in developing the H2 marketplace. I'll again touch on the next generation, because this green transition is going to affect the next and all the generation ahead. So I'm going to mention, I'm quite proud sharing with my children that I'm changing the future. I'm a part, tiny, but a part in a transition which has been difficult, is still a bit difficult, but has a very clear goal in changing the world towards a positive future. And I do negotiate it, saying if I'm late for work, I couldn't attend a game or anything of that sort. I just said I was working for your future, and not in a traditional way of saying I was earning money for your future, but I'm actually pushing the barriers to make our next generation and all the generation ahead futures much brighter. Now, enough with that talk. Although I truly passionately feel about it, I will tell you a little bit about what it is actually. H2 Marketplace, the slide says unleashing the potential of hydrogen and ammonia as next generation fuel, but it is rather supporting the unleashing of the potential of hydrogen and ammonia as next generation fuel. What is it? It is a web-based intelligent sales and procurement platform for entire hydrogen and ammonia value chain. All in one integrated hydrogen matchmaking platform, powered by data, driven by opportunities. Opportunities created by all of you. All businesses. Who is it for? It is for all businesses involved in the hydrogen value chain. For producers, off-takers, transport distribution, storage, resellers, refueling stations, suppliers. What is it doing? It is elevating the efficiency of existing partnerships. Now this is the gap that exists in the market today. So there is a partnership between producers, resellers, transporters, off-takers, spot buyers, suppliers of equipment and services. But this particular module that we are developing, that I'm going to talk about, is covering the gap in ordering, sales and procurement, and the complete value chain of ordering until delivery. So it is streamlining the entire order management and transaction process while optimizing the production and handling exceptions. Now, if you see this, the hydrogen marketplace, if you see this graphic, what it talks about is the hydrogen marketplace handling everything from order generation, acceptance, transport and delivery management, invoicing, and also handling exceptions that can occur during the procurement process. Exceptions like shutdown, exception like shutdown due to safety or shutdown due to maintenance. Any delay from a hydrogen seller's side will be handled automatically as per agreed terms and condition between the parties involved, but it will be done not manually, but automatically through the marketplace. H2 Marketplace will connect directly with production facility okay, so yes, it is a web-based platform, but it has direct interface with hydrogen production facility systems. And what does it do by interfacing with the facility? Because every facility is quite unique. and different. So it is going to use hydrogen marketplace's algorithm is going to use the factors unique to that facility, factors like cost of production, existing capacity, and also the order backlogs, both real-time order backlogs and also forecasted order backlogs, to give the production an optimized production plan. This is very crucial for any production of sort, not just to minimize cost, but actually optimize the whole production in terms of when to produce based on costs and your orders. And of course, you can achieve an order management platform and some of the other features I mentioned with individual development by developing a solution that will be catering to your requirements. So a producer might develop something like this. First of all, it is investment heavy to do this in individual silos. Second of all, it is complex. It is quite time taking. And also it will not achieve the entire feature of the marketplace to actually optimize every details that I spoke about, optimization of order and transaction, optimization of delivery, or optimization of production. So this marketplace is going to make available the tools that is going to make your operation much smoother. Now let's see new business opportunities, because yes, I did speak about matchmaking, right? So marketplace gives you a global project pool. Now this project pool is for project owners, for investors and partners, for equipment suppliers. Now for project owners, it's going to enable the owner to launch their project at a very conception stage in the global marketplace. Now, even before the project owner actually launches, the market analyzes the global scenario and generates slots for project at their conception stage, which are already publicly available in different domains. But it also reaches out to a project owner to validate. And then you see a validated project at a conception stage that the project owner himself has initiated. It is going to attract key partners for strategic, technical, and operations support, including equipment suppliers. I'll come to that a little later, but it gives the project owner the ability to showcase their project to a diverse pool of investors. Now, for investors and partners, they get to discover innovative projects in the hydrogen sector at their very conception early stage. They gain very early access to high potential opportunities for collaboration and funding. And they also get to evaluate arrays of projects across different regions and of different scales in just one platform. Now, for equipment suppliers, yes, they get to expand their business footprints, collaborate with project owners during early stage to ensure optimal integration of hydrogen technologies. And this is something as a producer, you will be very aware of the criticality of connecting with the right supplier of equipments and services at a very conception stage. And well, you can have, you have these manual catalogs or marketplaces where you can use the search and search tremendous amount of suppliers claiming to, supply to your requirements. But that is such a disaster in terms of planning and time management and efficiency and also investment. So what H2 Marketplace does, it automatically connects producers, or rather project owners in every domain of hydrogen and ammonia value chain with equipment and service suppliers at a very deep level, integrating the data sheet and specs of the equipment supplier. So that's how optimize this whole process of gathering partners for the project becomes using the H2 Marketplace. Of course, why does it matter? matters because you want to scale up, you want to grow, you want to streamline projects, matchmaking and partnership information should be available much simpler and easier for you to access. You don't want to be flooded with news and information. You want concrete, very targeted information that H2 Marketplace is going to provide. And it's going to streamline, like I already said, connection between project owners, suppliers, investors, and other stakeholders. It'll foster growth and innovation. What other business opportunities are we looking at? We have varied, participants today. So I will not go into details of every domain. You can always get in touch with me and ask those questions. We can take meetings for that. But I'm giving today a much more macro level view of understanding how H2 Marketplace is going to be able to push your business and push this whole value chain forward. Now, for new business opportunities for producers and resellers and off-takers, there is a module called Unlock Revenue with Unsold Molecules. So in this module, producers and resellers can monetize surplus hydrogen efficiently. Surplus hydrogen is going to be a problem at any stage. The market might be uncertain, but there is still niche where there are surplus hydrogen, and there are niche where there is a requirement of hydrogen. So producers and resellers will be able to list and sell excess hydrogen volumes to both long-term off-takers and spot buyers. Producers will avoid losses associated with overproduction by leveraging real-time demand insights. Reseller can dynamically sell delayed or unsold volumes to reduce storage costs. And losing losing money on surplus is something that no one ever wants to face. So this is one of the area H2 Marketplace is going to facilitate the optimization of over and underuse. H2 Marketplace will ensure no surplus hydrogen goes waste. For off-takers, it'll mitigate risks associated with supply chain disruption. Now, like I already mentioned, the order and transaction management module will be mitigating some of the risk by handling the situation in accordance with agreed terms and conditions. But this module will be able to handle this risk. So in case of a seller side delay or disruption, H2 Marketplace will ensure reliable supply and sourcing hydrogen from alternative producers and sellers. This is kind of covering both risk in terms of undersupply and risk in terms of oversupply. Off-takers and spot buyers can access real-time availability of surplus volumes in the H2 Marketplace. I can go on and on about this, but like I said, I cannot go very deep into each of the modules. Feel free to get in touch, and I will explain in depth. But there is one interesting part in this module as well. Here, there's a possibility of resale of surplus stock by off-takers. Now, off-takers will be able to offload overstock or unused hydrogen by listing it for resale in the marketplace. Because it is going to happen. There will be off-takers who have stocks of hydrogen for use, and the use might not happen. The stock might not be used in the determined time period that the off-taker had planned. And then H2 Market will be able to help the off-taker offload these overstock. Why is H2 Marketplace unique? This is something I can, again, go on and on about. But it is, in very, very simple language, it is a very integrated module, providing end-to-end solution to optimize the entire hydrogen and ammonia value chain. I will quickly summarize this. We've already seen how this is going to simplify and make order and transaction process efficient. It's going to streamline sales and procurement. It is going to enhance operational efficiency, handle transport fleet management, risk management, I've already spoken about, contract handling. I can slightly touch base on the contract handling. Contract could be of different types. It can be, already agreed B2B sales agreement that exists, and in that case, H2 Marketplace is going to handle different scenarios based on that. But H2 Marketplace can also facilitate tailored agreement for each transaction, and it can also facilitate frame agreements that can act as a master agreement for multiple transactions. Insurance solution for the risks involved in every stage of the value chain. Certification value chain. Now, certification validation. Now, certification validation is where H2 Marketplace is going to do its due diligence. When a producer claims a certification, H2 Marketplace will make sure these are authenticate. Its due diligence is going to make sure these certifications are true, and also maintain an updated database of these certifications from producers. Managed carbon credits. This is something H2 Marketplace is going to integrate just to facilitate in case a producer wants to include this for their sales of hydrogen. There is an interface to do that as well. Project level collaboration is something you have already seen. And like I already said, the collaboration is not through just visibility. Because yes, you need visibility. Yes, you want to be a part of all marketplaces that you think is going to make you present globally. But that's not enough to make your sales that efficient. You need targeted leads, both going towards the buyer and coming also to the seller, so that you are able to connect at a much optimized level rather than just being present with the capability of search. Of course, scale-ups and, like I already mentioned, global visibility for products and projects is definitely one of the areas. But this is what we are covering, and we do really know that this is going to optimize the value chain. And I will say this again, that there is a lot of uncertainties in the market. Yes, like I again said, we have to be resilient, but also I think it is very important to remember that everything that's happening around us is not just a real scenario. There are a lot of gimmick situation, a lot of opposition, and I don't think there is a lot of negativity in the opposition well, there is, but rather I would rather say this is very normal. Anything good that is going to change the world or change how the world works is going to have opposition. So if you're doing something and you're getting an opposition, you know you're going to make a big change. There will be uncertainties. There will be true, genuine issues that you need to be resilient and overcome. But there will be a lot of propagandas, a lot of gimmick scenarios that you will hear, and you need to be able to. And this is what H2 Marketplace is doing. We are the tool. Weapon would also be the right phrase, but most importantly, your tool to smoothen the issues that are at hand and the situations that are going to come in the next few years. So I hope you can onboard. This is a pre-launch onboarding. We are doing a pre-launch onboarding. We have already a substantial number of onboarders that we will showcase when we launch, but we want everyone. We want everyone on board, because that's going to help each of you. This marketplace will be able to support you better with you in place as soon as possible. I will now give it over to Lynn. Thank you so much for your attention.
I feel like I'm the only one applauding here, but that's fine. Thank you so much for a great presentation, Sabush. I, for one at least, learned a lot about what H2 Marketplace is and what it can do and deliver. And I'm really looking forward to what will happen going forward. I see that we already have a hand. That's great. We will now open up for questions. So if you are wondering about something or would like more information on what Sabush just presented, feel free to write it down in the chat and we will again ask the question for you. But first, I would like to ask you a question, which is, when do you think we can start doing transactions in H2 Marketplace?
First quarter 2025, when we are launching. And I have to mention this, that for early onboarders this year, we will do free customization for their integration pre-launch. And I'm saying that because this is our way of lowering entry barriers for anyone who's going to be joining us early. So we will be able to handle transactions for any onboarders who are going to onboard this year, right when we launch in first quarter 2025. Yeah, so that's it.
Nice. Thank you so much. I see that we have at least one question here in the chat from Joachim. He says that their company, Festo, is an automation company helping customers in the hydrogen market to simplify and upscale their solutions. How can H2 Marketplace support companies like them in finding the right partners or customers for hydrogen-related projects?
Right. Thank you so much, Joachim. I vaguely touched upon it, but I will go a bit more deep into that. It's a very good question because H2 Marketplace is designed to directly connect manufacturers like Festo with partners across the entire value chain. Now, from production to distribution. So this creates an opportunity for, like I mentioned, targeted collaboration on automation, control systems, safety equipments, everything for hydrogen applications. And unlike any other web-based catalog services, H2 Marketplace will create project-level collaboration, like you already saw, on projects operating worldwide. And instead of purely relying on your manual search triggered by a buyer, H2 Marketplace will dynamically find and connect companies like Festo to relevant and ongoing and upcoming project. And like I again mentioned, it'll connect as deep as your spec sheets. So the requirement matching the supply will be at a much deeper and targeted level. And H2 Marketplace will offer advanced tools for global exposure, market intelligence, and regulatory updates. And this will allow Festo to stay ahead of trends. It'll be tailoring their offers to emerging market needs and access direct leads in real time. I hope this answers the question.
I see a thumbs up, so that should be good. Anyone else has a question? I don't see any in the chat at the moment. I guess I can then just ask another one. Because Sabush, what do you see as the risks of not being a part of the platform, of the H2 Marketplace platform, especially as the hydrogen economy accelerates and becomes more interconnected?
Right. This is something I can go on and on and on.
We have time, so feel free.
But okay, I have an interesting proposition to this. I'm going to tell you a little bit on what I think will be the missed opportunities. But feel free to use your OpenAI, your chat GPTs to ask this question. What will be the demerits of not being a part of H2 Marketplace at this point? Well, you're going to miss out a lot in terms of ecosystem collaboration. Things are happening now. Things will be happening. Of course, you have an opportunity to enhance your visibility, and that too. I don't know if I've mentioned this, but onboarding is absolutely free. So your visibility, I don't know how much money all of you are paying for visibility in a global marketplace, but for visibility part of it. And again, this is our efforts to reduce entry barriers for all participants on the hydrogen and ammonia value chain, but it is absolutely free to onboard and be visible in the platform. So you don't want to be missing out being the forefront in this value chain. Also, the fact that you could actually reduce your operational cost, optimize the whole operation. Not to be able to be a part of this is going to give you less competitive leverage. A lot of regulatory and compliance risk will be covered by the marketplace. That is going to save you a lot of headache and heartache going forward. So there's a lot that you could miss out by not being a part of this journey. But we are honestly already a participant in the same journey as you are. So there should not be any reason to be a part of this. I'm not just talking about the free onboarding and visibility, but eventually also, I have no doubt any of you who is a participant or onboarder will want to avail each and every services that caters, of course, to your requirement eventually, because this is just a tool. This is not just this is a very strong, I stand corrected. This is a very strong and powerful tool for you to proceed empowered in your journey towards green transition. So yes, and like I said, feel free to search this and figure out and for yourself, because I think this is a real scenario. This world needs a global a global marketplace like this that optimizes each and every factors of the value chain. Just touching one niche of the value chain will not do you any good, will not lead to this transition empowered. So yes.
Thank you so much. And I agree that we need to look at the whole value chain as one going forward. So yeah. Now we've gotten 4 new questions in here, so that's great. I think we'll just take them one by one. First, all the services you just mentioned, or in your presentation mentioned, are they all already active on the platform?
We are launching first quarter 2025, so it'll be active right when we are launching.
In Q1 2025?
Yes, absolutely.
That's great. And what's the business model towards the users? Any pricing information available? As you said, it will be free onboarding in the beginning, but after that?
It'll always be free onboarding and for the visibility part of it. So all of you can participate absolutely free of cost and remain in the platform to show your projects or products. But services cost, if you are onboarded, we will be able to give you the models very soon. We will be releasing the pricing model for onboarders very soon. So yeah, for each service modules.
That's great. I don't know if you want to answer this or not, but how many users are already onboarded? And I think the most interesting part is their location or the geography of where they are spread, so to speak.
Okay, so this is a Norwegian-born company, but this marketplace is a global marketplace. So the users are global. We see a substantial number of onboarders. You will see when we launch in first quarter 2025. But I would suggest register and good note for me to kind of show you how to register. If you haven't taken the QR code in the presentation, I'm gonna share my screen and show you how to onboard. It's very easy, very simple. Of course, you can get in touch with us and tell us, ask us questions or help you with the onboarding, but it is quite simple. So this is a website, and then you can directly go to the Express onboarding interest. We will also need your logo in addition to this, and we can help you with the onboarding if you require any assistance. And like I said, we have substantial amount of onboarders, but we need everyone. It's the job of H2 Marketplace will be more efficient with more participants.
That's great. And I think that also answers the last question on potential on expanding the geography. As you already said, you are a global company and would like to have this marketplace being global.
Yes,
So,
absolutely.
Yeah. Then my question again, does anyone else have any questions? Then you feel free to speed write as fast as you can in the chat. If not, do you have any final remarks, Sabush?
No, I think I have said enough, but like I said, this is a broad, area of participants, so I couldn't go into each modules in details and the services in details. So feel free to get in touch with me so I can explain you for your domain-specific information. And that's it. We are in this together. Hang on in there. This journey is a very, very strong and powerful journey for all of us. And I'm quite excited to be a part of this. And I want to thank all of you for being a part of this today. I appreciate your time.
Perfect. And as there are no further questions, I would again like to thank you all so much for participating. I hope you found this webinar as informative as I did. And again, please don't hesitate to either contact Maria, Sabush, of course, or me if you have any questions. And on behalf of Ocean Highway Cluster, NHF, and of course H2 Marketplace, the main actor today, we would like to thank you for participation and wish you a great and productive Thursday. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye.